What's up, motivators? We're here on the San Antonio South Side on the corner of Pleasanton and Sussex. We're here to interview the owner of Proper Barbershop, Juan Garza. We're gonna share a little insight into his business and his story. Come check it out. Just got done getting real nice and proper with the owner and barber of Proper Barbershop. He's been doing this for nearly a decade, guys, and he's 22 years young. So right to it. How did you get started? When did you get started? And how has that adventure been, man?
Yeah, so I started off when I was 12 going on 13. I'm 22 now. I started off just cutting my own hair. Basically, I wanted to get a haircut every single week, but it just wasn't in our family's budget. So what my mom did is she actually said, hey, you want to start getting a haircut every week? There's some clippers in the garage. Go get them and start cutting your own hair. I didn't expect to start doing this. I was just doing it as a hobby. I mean, I was in charge, I wasn't making no money, but it was just fun to me. And that's just how it started.
So that was in middle school, right?
Middle school.
So that was in middle school. How was the transition in high school? Did you start getting more clientele, or how did that happen? Like, because I know in high school everyone wants to look fresh, right?
Yeah. So once we went into high school is when the gears changed and I started getting more serious. So I started cutting more people's hair. I started charging more. I was still cutting outside of my backyard, but now I was cutting under the patio, not in the sun. I had it was like a bar stool chair, and I just started cutting out of that. And then after that, once things started getting more clientele, I told my parents, hey, I need to start focusing a lot more. Can you give me a space out of the garage? And we had the laundry room right there, and we kind of closed off that area. And then I had my little station on one corner, but then we still had all the garage mess on the other corner. But in between, I had put 2 chairs, and that's how we were doing it. Once high school came around, everybody cared about the haircuts. Everybody wanted haircuts.
What made you move out of your mom's garage, your parents' garage?
Yeah, so what had happened there was I have a family friend that I grew up with. Little by little, I started transitioning out of the garage into the barbershop. And it's a big difference, big difference.
Yeah.
I don't have the fridge right next to me anymore. Right?
True story.
The kitchen right next to me.
So would you say that family friend that helped you and that got you that first job opportunity at the barbershop, right? Mm-hmm. Is that one of your mentors? Would you say he's a mentor of yours?
So for the greater beginning of my barber career, he was a big mentor. So he cut hair, he owned his barbershop, and I wanted that. I knew I wanted that. But at the end, at the back of my ear, I always had people telling me like, oh, that's not a career. That's not a job. That's just a hobby. It's good for a hobby. We're encouraging you to do your hobby, but it's not a career. And then on the other side, I had him as a mentor. Like, hey, you're good. He kept telling me like, you're good. You're young. You can go far. So I had him telling me, and he's actually the reason why I even pursued it as a career, because 1, he gave me the opportunity to get there, and then 2, he told me, look, you're young, I see you have a passion for it, go to school for it now. I always kept hearing him in the back of my head, hey, go to barber school, and I did.
The people that you surround yourself with are going to dictate your success, right? Yeah. How did you keep in that straight and narrow path, and how did you stay away from the distractions?
It all comes down to what your passion is. So my passion was cutting hair. So everything else came behind that. Because I love to cut hair, I wanted that more than a party. I wouldn't really party, but I wanted that more. And because I wanted that more, my site was focused on barbering. So with the midst of everyone telling you different things, their opinions on barbering, the love that you have for what you do overcomes it. The phrase that always comes to mind is, do what you love, you'll never have to work another day in your life. Always resonated with me because I love what I do.
But what are some of the steps that take you through those like grueling days, the days that you just don't want to be here, the days that you want to cancel, right? What takes you, what empowers you to push through that?
Yeah, what would empower me is just my clients. They get me through the day because I come in here, and yes, I've been cutting hair for so long, the same thing, the same haircut, bald fade. You think of it that way, and you're like, man, like, don't you get tired of this? Don't you get tired of standing on your feet? Yes, you do get tired. But the thing that makes it so much better is you come in here, you have someone that hasn't really had a good day, right? Good week, good month. You haven't seen them in a month. They come in here, they tell you all their problems. Everything stays here. What happens in the barbershop stays in the barbershop.
Let's go, yeah.
So whatever they tell you here stays here. And they tell you all their problems, they tell you all their successes, all their triumphs. So once they tell you that, you give them their haircut, they walk out, they're smiling. Right now you can't really tell because there's a mask, but you know they're smiling underneath. But they're smiling, and that's just what makes the day better. And if you think about it, every 45 minutes, your day keeps getting better and better and better and better. That's what keeps me pushing forward, dude.
And man, I couldn't have put it in a better way because that's so true. Like when I come in, right, and I've had this shaggy feeling for like about 3 weeks, right, and I come in here, this is my therapy session. This is where I come to release some stress, you know. Speak about that fire that you mentioned, right? Like you had that fire to just and desire just to go out and build your own, you know? And that's being at what age were you then? You were 19, 20?
So I was 20 years old.
You're 20 years old?
When I got my own establishment.
So you're 20 years old, right? I don't know of another barber who started at 20 years old and who had the ambition to start his own barbershop, right? Yep. So just tell me a little bit more on that, elaborate a little bit more on that, because I mean, what sparked that fire and what kept fueling you to keep pursuing your own barbershop?
So what fueled me was the want to have my own thing, and eventually I want to have my own bigger thing so that I can help other barbers get to the point where they want to be in their career. Now, what brought me over here was not knowing what was to come. Now, I've always worked for someone. I never worked for myself. So when I first got this spot right here, it was the excitement of, man, I can paint the walls, I can put my decorations, like what am I gonna do here? Like I can do whatever I want here. Mm-hmm. And that's what fueled me every single day. And as soon as I put something up, the client said, hey, that's new. Yeah, that's new. I put that up, this and that. That's what fueled me. But as much as it was scary, not knowing all the business side of things, I knew how to cut hair, take care of clients. I could do that, no problem. But business side of it, I had no idea how I was gonna do it. So that scary part was also fuel to that fire, because you're also trying to figure out things. And as you figure out things, it's almost like scratching off a check mark, right? You learn this. Now you learn this, you can go tell someone else that's going through the same thing, hey, do this, do that. And then they can grow with you, you know? So that fuel to help others is what fuels me, even to this day.
Nice, that's awesome. Because a lot of times what happens is, like, you know, people they're about to start that journey, right? And they want to start that business, but then they get held up. Yep. Right? They get held up with their everyday life. They get held up with people telling them that, hey, why open up a barbershop? There's 30 on the south side. Why would you open up your own barbershop if there's already 30 of them?
Now, as far as the competition in the south side, competition anywhere, the barbering, is anyone can cut hair. I picked up a pair of clippers and I started cutting hair, and I started cutting people's hair, right? I wasn't good at all. But anyone can cut hair, but there's only one of you. So the thing about that is that people aren't gonna come with you. They're not gonna follow you because you cut hair. They're gonna follow you because of you. So if you cut hair good, you cut hair bad, people tell you, oh no, dude, you suck. I'm not gonna get a haircut by you. Don't get down by that. Add that to your fuel. Get better. You know?
I want to ask a question about the mindset that you're in, because like you said earlier, you try to keep away your private life from your business life, right? So let's speak about the business life a little bit. What kind of mindset do you have to be in as an entrepreneur? You know, like what would you say as far as business advice? What would you give to anyone wanting to, you know, go into their own space like the way you are?
My advice to people in the business is just keep something interested. Like, you lose track of what you like to do sometimes because you just get caught up in just doing the same thing, right? So in any type of business, barbering, you can get used to just cutting hair. And if you just make it about cutting hair, you get bored of it. You have to make it about the people, right? You have to talk to the people. And not only the people, is you got to get excited about your own space, right? So about the business, about the industry. So, and it's not always spending stuff. It's just finding little ways that excite you and bring you back. Always bring you back. No matter what you do, you're always going to be getting pushed back, but as long as you keep climbing this way, you're going to love what you do. And that's the best way to keep yourself focused and growing in your business.
And speaking of growing in the business, right? Yeah, like the finance aspect of it. Do you pour a lot of your profits back into your business? Because every time I come here, there's something new on the walls, you know. And I've been coming here for 2 years now, and there's always something new in here, you know. And I'm always asking, "What's that? What's that? What's this? What's this? Oh man, that's cool. That's this." So, finance-wise, do you pour a lot of that back in?
Yeah. So the thing is, whenever you open a new business, especially in the barber industry, the rule is about 2 years. 2 years. You have to invest in your business for about 2 years. After those 2 years, your business should be established. Now, it can get done way before that. So once it's established, then you can start to enjoy the fruits of your labor. In between those 2 years, you saw me adding things. You saw the chair, you saw the station, the TV. Like, none of this was in here. But I had to invest into it. Now, once all this is in here, it's just maintenance.
Let's reflect a little bit about those growing pains of you. Like take me through like the first couple months that you were here. How was that? Take me through your ups and your downs.
Yeah. So when the thing is when you move from shop to shop, you lose a lot of your clientele, just because they're trying to figure out where you're at. They're trying to figure out their schedule. How am I going to get from over here, from over there? Right? It's different. They get used to you being a certain place, being at a certain time, and then now they work halfway across town. Right now they got to come to the south side. So the hardest thing, the growing pains of being in here, were just trying to get settled again. Because you open up your shop, you're starting to pour money into it, but you have half the clientele coming back to you. So it's hard. You got to build that clientele back up. Now you have that clientele, right? So now you just got to bring them back and then build some more. Because you're gonna lose a quarter of them. You're always gonna lose a good amount because they're not gonna come over here. So then what happened here was I lost a lot of clients. I had to build new clients, bring the clients that I had back, and at the same time, I wasn't working 6 days out of the week because there just wasn't enough haircuts. I was probably working maybe 4 days out of the week, right? And then maybe only doing the most 5 haircuts a day. It was tough. I wasn't on an appointment basis. I was, because this building requires you to be more of appointments, since we don't get really much walk-ins. We allow them, but we don't get them. But what had happened was I had to build that clientele back up, and it was kind of hard because there was nothing in here. I didn't have a station. I had two little bins like this, plastic bins, and that was my station. But adding fuel to that fire, I got excited when I got a station. So I got a station. I'm excited about that. Let's go. What's next? You know, so in the beginning it's hard because you got to build that clientele back up. If you're just starting, you have to build that clientele in the first place. Take care of that clientele, and then from there you just keep on growing.
Nice, nice. And that growth, you've, like I said, like in the past 2 years, you've grown so much. But I just found out recently that you were doing this for 10 years, man. That's a lot of experience. That's a lot of ups and downs that you powered through. And a lot of people would have given up a long time ago, but you didn't. And that's great to hear, man, because your business is just so successful right now. I'm booking for like 2 weeks out, so that's really, really great.
And the thing about that, what took me 10 years can take you 10 months.
Really?
It's not something to be focused on. It took you 10 years. I might have to wait to 10 years. It's not like that. It's just about the hustle, the people you surround yourself with, and how bad you want it. That's what it comes down to. How bad do you want it? Mm-hmm. I didn't know in the beginning how bad I wanted it, so it took me a long time. I didn't have that many people to surround me with. I have that much YouTube, right? Mm-hmm. So it took me a long time to get to where I'm at. But now there's no excuse. You want it, go get it.
That's exactly.
That's what it is.
So let's do a little barbershop, starting your own barbershop for dummies, right? Yeah. We'll just break it down. You said that you can do this in 10 months. What are the steps if I wanted to do this in 10 months? If I came out of high school, I'm watching this right now, right? And I'm like, man, I want to start a barbershop, right? Yeah. And you folks, this is not a big establishment. We're not sitting in no 12-chair barbershop. It's a single-chair barbershop. But the fact of the matter is, it's his own business that he started. And when you come in here, it's like walking into another dimension. This place is awesome. But if I wanted to start and I wanted to build it in 10 months, what are some of the steps that you would recommend for someone that wanted to do that?
Yeah, so for example, I'm going to use the example just here.
Absolutely.
Right?
Go for it.
That way we can connect both similarities. So let's just say you have your license already, right? Mm-hmm. First thing, go get your barber license. You want to do this full time, get your barber license.
Be certified, guys.
Yeah.
Be certified.
You want to be legit, like they say. You want to get it right. Go get your license. You start off with your license. Now give yourself those 10 months windows, right? Like I said, you can do it in 10 months. Mm-hmm. So first thing you want to do, like this spot, they rent you out a space, right? Now you sign a year lease, right? That's all it takes. Give yourself a year. You don't know how good you're going to do. You're young. If you're 18, you just graduated high school. Let's say 19, because it takes about a year to go to school, right? You're 19. Give yourself a year. If this doesn't work out, you'll only be 20. You'll still be set. But if this does work out, you'll be 20 and see where you're at in that year. And if that's what you did in 10 months, in a year, see where you're at in 10 years from that point. What it took me. But let's say you get a spot here, right? You get a spot. And it's 1 year lease. And what you do, it's as simple as just signing the lease. You come in, you got your license. That's all you need, just a license. You come in here, they provide you with a chair, provide you with the space, everything's paid for, all the extras, the light bill, water, everything's taken care of. It's all included into your rent. Now, all it takes, just pay your rent, you make your schedule, you make your pricing, that's all it is. After that, you want to get legitimized, right? Mm-hmm. So you get your license, you go with the state, you go on their TDLR, you get your license, you get your certification, you go downtown, you create a business name. You want to create a business name because you want to create a brand. You go downtown, you tell them what your name is, you create your brand, and then from there, you come back in here and you start getting to work. So what you do, it's first thing you want to get is business cards. Business cards is huge. It's kind of older because now everyone's doing social media, right? First thing you want to do, get your business card. Before you even get your social media. Business card, that way you can post it on there, right, and share it. Get your business card, put your name, simple. You just want to do something simple. Just with your name, your location, your number. You just want to put your number on there. Get your business card and just pass it out to everyone. You can go to parking lots, put on their windshields. Everyone. The point is to get your name out there. You don't know the people that you're giving it to, just hand them out. Boom, boom, boom. Family, hey, can you pass it out to your coworkers? Everything and anything. And then what you do is you go to your social media. Go to social media, start taking pictures of any haircut that you do. Every single haircut, post it. If you're not too happy with it, post it. You just want content out there, Once you get your social media, you're going to start getting people coming in. Hey, your prices, don't worry about your prices too much. If you're just starting off, Don't worry about your prices too much. Just focus on cutting hair. Once you get cutting hair, finding good clientele, then you start implementing your prices going up. And then from there, your business will start to grow. And once your business starts to grow, they're going to love what you do.
Yep.
So, but that's it. You just want to focus on getting as much people in, almost like a fishing net.
Yeah.
You don't want to fish like this, right? You don't want to fish on a rod. You want to fish on a fishing net, those big fishing nets. Just gather up as much people, because out of those 100 people, if you get 10 of them, that's more than you would have just with one.
True story.
You know?
Yep.
So just fish out everyone. Hey, people are going to say like, oh, no, I don't know you. Like, oh, don't worry about it. You're going to get 10 out of those 100.
Mm-hmm.
And from there, those 10 in 1 week are going to turn into 20 the next week. Are going to turn into 30 the next week. And by those 10 months, set.
So persistence and the grind absolutely pays off tenfold, right?
Yep.
All right. Now, so we're coming into the last minutes here. What is some advice? Just any advice, just to get someone just to feel empowered to just go out and just do it, right?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't have to. We don't have to get into the nitty gritty about business and things like that. We just talked about that, but get someone fired up. Like make someone want to start their own career. It doesn't have to be barbering, guys. If you think that this episode was just to speak about barbers and barbers only, no, it's to influence anyone and everyone to do whatever it is they want to do. It's to get you out there and start your own business, whether it be in the restaurant industry, whether you're an athlete, or whatever field you're trying to get into. This is to help you guys get empowered to start something of your own, right? So what would you give someone advice-wise to, go out and just do it, get out and get after it,
Yeah. You want the soft response or you want the rough response?
Let's hear it. I want to hear the nitty-gritty, man.
Nitty-gritty?
Don't
right.
hold back.
You want to start your own business right now? Right now.
Right now.
You quit your job. Quit what you're doing right now. Because if your back is against the wall, there's no way else to go than forward. Mm-hmm. And if you have on your mind that you want to open up your own business, get out of where you're at. Because if you don't like it, if you want to start your own business because you don't like where you're at, right? And you have so much more ahead of you to grow that you don't want to be stuck where you're at. Mm-hmm. So leave where you're at. And if you want to start now, quit your job. That'll get you motivated to get going now. Mm-hmm. Now, if you're not there yet, while you're still secured where you're at, you have your job, everything, learn as much info as you can. Do your research, talk to people, network. Do everything in the meantime that you're comfortable. And then as soon as you're like, should I do it? Should I not? And you're ready to do it now, quit and get started on your business. Because you're going to stop working for someone. You're going to stop making someone rich, and you're going to start making yourself rich. That time, effort, money is going to start coming out of their pockets. Keep that away from you and start putting that money into your pockets. The time, everything, motivation, everything is going into you and coming back out to the community through you in the way that you want to, in the way that you're motivated to. Now you have to be doing it right. Don't do it for wrong causes. Don't do it for just the money. You want to do it to help people. And once you're at that point, you'll be set. You'll be ready to go. But you want to do it now? Stop what you're doing. Focus on it. 100%. You want to learn about it. You want to do research on it. Yeah, sure. Give it 50%. All right, give my work 50%. This and that. But if you want to give it 100, 110%, you got to get rid of all other distractions and just focus on it.
Absolutely.
Hey, well, guys, you guys heard it here first. If you want to start your own business, get after it. Go right now. Don't hold back any longer. Because the longer that you put this off, the older you're going to get. And there's one thing that money can't buy, and that's time. And if you want to look proper, feel proper, and you want to be proper, come check out Proper Barbershop with Juan Garza. He's going to take care of you guys. Trust me, it pays to feel good.